ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलम् श्रीगुरो वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवम् श्री राधा कृष्ण पादा सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते प्राप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धु भयेव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। Hare Krishna. So we have come very close to the day of Janmashtami, when the Janma or the appearance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in its full grandeur is manifested. Dayāśīl Prabhu, call Manoram, why he is not attending? So we see in Srimad Bhagavatam, and particularly in the 10th canto, both the Janma and the Karma of Krishna, which is Divyam, which is transcendental, is very much detailed. And how one can enter into this divinity is through one's eagerness. One should have this thirst in his heart to be able to hear and relish Krishna's transcendental pastime. So I'll take this verse, very, very inspirational word. I just read it, as I said. Just 2 minutes back, I read this verse. And this verse gives so much of inspiration and brings so much of joy in the heart. It says that why Srila Parikshit Maharaj is such a Bhagavatottama. He is the best amongst all the devotees of Lord Krishna. So I am taking this verse from the 10th canto, 7th chapter. These are all Krishna's childhood pastimes. And verse number 1 and 2, which is spoken by Shri Parikshit Maharaj. Shri Raja Uvachaha Yena Avatarena Bhagavan Haririshwara Karoti Karna Ramyani Manognanani Chana Prabhu Yat Shanvato Apaiti Atarir Vitisna Sattvam Cha Shuddhyati Achirena Pumsaha Bhaktir Haro Tat Purushe Cha Sakhyam Tadeva Haram Vada Manyase Chetaha. I'll read it again. Very, very beautiful verse. It says that Sri Rajaha Uvacha, Parikshit Maharaja is speaking, and he said, Yena Yena Avatarena. Amongst all the millions of incarnations or the expansions that have descended, avatar means those who descend. Avatar, that means who comes down. So, spiritual world, whoever has manifested in this material world, Yena Yena Avatar, by different varieties of incarnation, Srila Prabhupada says. How many avatars are there? How many avatars are there? Any ideas? Prabhupada gives an analogy. Yes, Prabhu, aa jaiye. Do dekho. I've lived Prashad. Thank you. Anyone knows the analogy which Prabhupada gives? And how many incarnations are there? Prabhupada saying varieties of incarnation. Yena Yena Avatarena. Unlimited. Uncountable. What is the analogy that Srila Prabhupada gives to various incarnations and avatars? So many places he has quoted. Yes, Ramya?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Number of waves in an ocean.
Yeah. Number of waves in an ocean. But amongst all such uncountable waves, there is one wave, which is called the tidal wave, as tidal wave as a tsunami. There is no other wave. So that incarnation, who is that incarnation? Bhagavan Hari Ishwara. It is Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan. And he is the Hari. He takes away the distress of everyone. When he comes, the purpose of his appearance is to take away, Hari means to take away. Har means to forcibly take away. What? All the sufferings and the troubles of everyone. And is also the Ishvara, the controller. And whatever he performs or whatever activity he does, his activities are karna ramyani, karoti. I mean, he performs actions which are karna ramyani. They're very pleasing to the ears. It is also manojanani, very attractive to the heart. It is pleasing to the ears, karna, and it is very pleasing to it is attractive to the heart. And he says, Chana Prabhu. Prabhu is addressing to Srila Sukadeva Goswami. Oh, my Lord Sukadeva Goswami. And further he says, Yad Shanvato, that whoever hears what? Karoti Karma Ramyani. This extraordinary activities, the Bal Leelas of Krishna, Apaiti. Apaiti means that all the misgivings which are there in the heart, all the dirty things which are there in the heart, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsarya, all those dirty things, they are washed away, vanished. Rati means Ramya is saying something. Here. There is a new name, Karna Ramyani. Yeah. Not just Ramya, Karna Ramyani. And what is that? Is Krishna. Krishna is Karna Ramya. a new name for Krishna. And second name for Krishna is Manojana. It's Manojana. Is very pleasing to the ear and very attractive to the heart. And all those dirty things, the lusty things which attract our heart, what it becomes? If by hearing, just Shanvata, Apaiti, Arati, Vitirsna, all of it is washed away. All of it is purified. Sattvam cha shuddhayati. So one comes to the mode of goodness. Sattva. Prabhupada write existential position in the core of his heart. What is the existential position of the core of the heart? Sattva. You spoke with Manoram. Dayāśīl Prabhu.
He is not living, Prabhuji.
Absolutely. So what is the existential position in the core of the heart? Sattvam cha shuddhyati achirena pumsaha. Very beautiful. Arey, how is it though that you don't know what is our existential position? Do you have any doubt? Ravinder, what is the existential position?
We are eternal and the
Little
servant
louder.
of Supreme.
Eternal
An eternal servant of the Supreme Lord.
that is Sattvam. Sattvam, and when that Sattvam is possible, Shuddhayati, when one is purified. So that hearing of the pastimes of the Supreme Lord, it vanishes all the dirty things which are in the heart, brings one to the existential position, brings one by purification of the heart. So that is the effect, the purification. And how much time does it take to be purified? Achinenaha, without much time. Bhaktir harau tat purushe. And when one comes to this sattvam position, then there is natural flow of devotional service. Here Prabhupada writes devotional attachment and service to the Lord. Also, tat purushe cha sakhyam. So one becomes, the Lord becomes very attractive to such a devotee. Who is the devotee actually? Devotee means whose attraction is for the Supreme Lord. And who is a non-devotee? Whose attraction is for material world, or material things, or material persons, or material possessions. So by this process of Yashanvata, Bhakti harau tat purushe cha sakhyam. Not only the Lord is attractive, he has very loving relationship with Lord's devotee. Sakhyam. Sakhyam means friendships. Or here it says association towards the Vaishnavas. Tat evo haram. Tat evo haram vada manyase chet. So the activities of the Lord should be heard and kept on the neck as a garland. Very beautiful. So kindly speak. Don't stop. See the eagerness. After hearing continuously for 5 days, when he has entered into the 10th canto, what is the desire of Srila Sukadev, Parikshit Maharaj Sukadev, that please continue to speak, don't stop. Because I am now situated in Sattvam, in my existential condition. And bhakti harau tat purushe. How do we know that bhakti harau tat purushe is saying don't stop? Please continue. So Shravanam has become so relishable. See the translation. King Parikshit said, my Lord Sukadeva Goswami, my Lord, Prabhu, use the word, Chana Prabhu, my Lord Sukadeva Goswami, all the various activities exhibited by the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Yena Yena Avatarena, Bhagavan Hari Ishvara, all the various activities exhibited by the incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are certainly pleasing to the ears and to the mind. Shanvatam Swakatha Krishna, Punya Shavanam Kirtanam, Hridayantastho hi abhadrani. Simply by one's hearing of these activities, the dirty things in one's mind immediately vanish. Generally, we are reluctant to hear about the activities of the Lord. So practical that generally we are very reluctant to hear the activities of the Lord. But Krishna's childhood activities are so attractive that they automatically pleasing to the mind and ear. Thus, one's attachment for hearing about material things, which is the root cause of material existence, very important principle here. Sri Parikshit Maharaj is speaking. The root cause of material existence is attachment for hearing about material things. Vanishes, and one gradually develops devotional service to the Supreme Lord, attachment for him. So what is the attachment here? What is the exhibition of attachment here? By Shukdev Goswami, Parikshit Maharaj is eager to hear. He does not want Shukdev Goswami to stop. He wants to continuously hear. Through the hear is the drinking process, the nectar that he is drinking, which is reaching straight into his heart. One gradually develops devotional service to the Supreme Lord, attachment for him, and friendship with devotees who give us the contributions of Krishna consciousness. If you think it fitting, kindly speak about those activities of the Lord. So let us see Prabhupada's purport. As stated in Prem Vivartaha. Anyone know who has written Prem Vivartaha? No? Who has written Prem Vivartaha? You should be knowing the contributions of our acharyas. It is by Sri Jagadanand Pandit, who is also the incarnation of Satyabhama Devi. The Prabhupada quotes Sri Jagadanand Pandit, Krishna Bahirmukha hoya bhoga vancha kare nikadastha maya tare chhapati adhare. Very famous verse. Krishna Bahirmukha hoya bhoga vancha kare. So as soon as we turn our attention away from Krishna, so where do we place our attention? In bhogavansha, in sense gratification. And when we attempt for enjoying through sense gratification, what is the result? Nikatastha maya tare jhapati adhare. So the external energy maya is just waiting for such a scene where the conditioned soul wants to enjoy separately from Krishna. And immediately Maya takes control of such a person. Our material existence is Maya or illusion, in which we desire different varieties of material enjoyment and therefore change to different varieties of body. Yamayan sarva bhutani rantra rudani mayaya. 18.61. Asan api klesha dasadeha. This is from Fifth canto, fifth chapter, fourth verse, teachings of Lord Rishabdev. As long as we have these temporary bodies, we give up many varieties of tribulations. We have these temporary bodies, they give us many varieties of tribulations. Body is the cause of all suffering. What are the suffering? Adhyatmika, coming from one's own mind. Adi Bhautika, coming from other living entities. And Adi Devika, coming from the controlling demigods. This is the root cause of all suffering. But this root cause of suffering can be removed by revival of our Krishna consciousness. All the Vedic literatures presented by Vyasadeva and other great sages are therefore intended to revive our Krishna consciousness, which begins to revive with Shravanam Kirtanam. Prabhupada is quoting the same verse, Shanvatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravanam Kirtanam Vidayantaslohi Abhadrani Vidunoti Hitshitam Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So one can reach to the level of Naishtiki Bhakti. Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Nishtha. From Adav Shraddha, then Tato Sadhusam, then Bhajan Priya. Bhajan Priya. And Tato Anartha Nivritti Sa. And then comes the platform of Nishtha. Nishtha means fixed up, steadiness. Then there is no rollback. Then one cannot fall down. So all the Vedic literature presented by Vyasadeva and other great sages are therefore intended to revive our Krishna consciousness, which began to revive with Shravanam Kirtanam. Srimad Bhagavatam and other Vedic literature exists simply to give us a chance to hear about Krishna. Krishna has different avatars or incarnations, all of which are wonderful and which arouse one's inquisitiveness. But generally such avatars as Matsya, Kurma and Vara are not as attractive as Krishna. First of all, however, we have no attraction for hearing about Krishna, and this is the root cause of our suffering. Very important. Prabhupada is saying. First of all, we have no attraction for hearing about Krishna, and that is the root cause of our suffering. Suffering is not due to any external factor. Suffering is due to one's own neglect of having any taste for Harikatha. But Parikshit Maharaj specifically mentioned that the wonderful activities of baby Krishna, which amazed Mother Yashoda and the other inhabitants of Vraja, are especially attractive. From the very beginning of his childhood, Krishna killed Putna, Trinamrita, and Shakatasura and showed the entire universe From the very beginning of his childhood, Krishna killed Putna, Trinamrita, Shakatasura and showed the entire universe within his mouth. Thus the pastimes of Krishna, one after another, kept Mother Yashoda and all the inhabitants of Vraja in great astonishment. Iti diksvalila bhi ananda kutte swaghosham nimajantayam akhyapayam. The process to revive one's Krishna consciousness is Adav Shraddha Tata Sadhusam. The pastimes of Krishna can be properly received from devotees. if one has developed a little bit of Krishna consciousness by hearing from Vaishnavas about the activities of Krishna, one becomes attached to Vaishnavas who are interested only in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, Parikshit Maharaj recommends that one hear about Krishna's childhood activities, which are more attractive than the activities of other incarnations, such as Matsya, Kurma, and Varaha. Wanting to hear more and more from Sukadeva Goswami, Maharaj Parikshit requested to continue describing Krishna's childhood activities, which are especially easy to hear and create more and more intuitiveness. Hare Krishna. I'll stop here, completely exhausted. If someone has any question or contribution, can ask. But what a verse being spoken by Maharaj Parikshit. बोलिए. Here नहीं तो आप लोग रीड करिए. प्रभुपाद जी से सुन रहे हैं, बहुत अच्छा है. Otherwise you can do reading. I will try to be together with you so that my consciousness is also kept in some connection at least for observing the master. Yes, Dayāśīl.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, the most important point what we learned today is the root cause of suffering is the no desire to hear.
Yes. Root cause of suffering is
Suffering we are having.
that do not have the desire to hear. And then what is the impact? That is the verse. Prabhupada quotes that Jeev Anadir Bahirmukha. As soon as Jeev becomes Bahirmukha, then Nikataste Maya Tare Jhapati Adare. Krishna Bhuliya Ji Bhagavan Shakare Nikataste Maya Tare Jhapati Adare. Why there is no attraction to Krishna? Because there is attraction towards Maya. So how to reverse this position is by constant hearing. What is the practice required? Is to continue to hear. As I said, I was not able to do hearing reading properly for the last almost 1 week because of the Janmashtami services. But I was feeling very dry. Okay, I'll stop here. I'm really exhausted. So please continue. And I'm saying it is becoming weaker and weaker and weaker. In the morning, I joined in today at 5:32. No one was there. You people show me in your sadhana card that you are waking up at 4:30. Then what are you doing? You should be joining. Maximum joining of chanting session should be not after 5. No one joined before 6. Almost 6. You did not join Dayāśīl today in the morning.
I joined at 6.
Huh?
There. At 6 I joined today.
I didn't see you. I was there till 6:05.
I saw you, Prabhuji, in the Zoom.
But if your joining time is 6, then what to speak? Those who cannot wake up early and chant early morning, very difficult to progress in spiritual life. So please help each other. Thank you very much. And Krishna be willing, we will continue tomorrow. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, all glories to Jesus. And before I leave, Prabhu, Dayāśīl, at least have some mercy, yaar. At least post some pictures of that festival that we celebrated. मैंने आपको नेक्स्ट डे का फिल्म भी बना के भेज दिया जो मंडे को प्रोग्राम हुआ एम्स में. हमारे यहाँ तो एक फोटो भी नहीं पोस्ट हो रही. मतलब इतना स्टबर्न है कि नहीं करेंगे. तो क्या फायदा? इतना बड़ा एफर्ट लगाने का, इतना बर्डन कैरी करने का फायदा क्या? तो चेंज इट. हरे कृष्ण.